Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0842, indicates a serious issue within the transmission fluid pressure switch A, specifically for the second clutch in a Honda Accord from 2008 to 2012. This code is generated when there's a short circuit in the transmission fluid pressure switch A circuit, or if the switch is stuck in the on position. The transmission fluid pressure switch plays a crucial role by monitoring the pressure of the transmission fluid, which is essential for proper shifting and overall transmission functionality. Its location is typically found on the transmission assembly itself, making it key in relaying information to the Powertrain Control Module, PCM. This DTC highlights an electrical circuit problem rather than a mechanical malfunction in the transmission. It's imperative to utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to record freeze data and snapshots to ensure all relevant diagnostic information is captured prior to troubleshooting. In this context, the main component affected by DTC P0842 is the transmission fluid pressure switch A, associated with the second clutch. This switch is responsible for detecting the hydraulic pressure in the transmission, which is vital for correct gear shifting. When the system detects an issue, either a short circuit in the transmission fluid pressure switch A circuit, or the switch being stuck in the on position, it generates a fault code. The transmission fluid pressure switch itself is usually located on or around the transmission housing, making it directly involved in the operation of the automatic transmission. As this error is strictly electrical, it is crucial to distinguish that there are no mechanical failures present in the transmission system that would cause this DTC. Understanding the role and location of the pressure switch helps in effectively troubleshooting the issue. Several possible causes can lead to the generation of DTC P0842. An electrical circuit issue is the primary culprit. This might include damaged wiring, corroded connectors, or improper functionalities within the circuit itself. Next, a faulty transmission fluid pressure switch could also trigger this DTC, indicating that the switch may need replacement. Grounding problems are another consideration, as a poor ground connection might lead to erratic readings or false signals being sent to the PCM. It's important to systematically evaluate these conditions in the sequence provided in order to eliminate each possibility effectively, getting closer to identifying the root cause of the problem. The electrical nature of this issue allows for precise diagnostic measures, ensuring that the solution is accurate and reliable. Symptoms associated with DTC P0842 typically relate to how the vehicle's transmission performs. One common symptom is erratic or incorrectly timed gear shifts, which can occur if the transmission fluid pressure switch is sending misleading information to the PCM. Another significant indicator is that the vehicle may experience difficulties in smooth transmission operation, leading to jerking or slipping during shifts. Additionally, the illumination of the check engine light is practically guaranteed with the presence of this code. A good technician will pay close attention to these symptoms, as they can help in identifying whether there is indeed a fault with the pressure switch or the surrounding circuit. Awareness of these signs is vital for a timely and efficient resolution to the problem. The first troubleshooting step begins by turning the ignition switch to the on position, which ensures power is supplied to the vehicle's electrical systems. Following this, it's essential to clear the DTC using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to reset any fault codes that may be active at the moment. It's always good practice to record all freeze data prior to clearing the codes, as this data may reveal historical information about the conditions present when the trouble code was triggered. This initial step sets the stage for further identification of the current status and alerts the technician to the nature of any ongoing issues. Accurate recording of information will assist in making informed decisions in subsequent troubleshooting steps. For Step 2, you will use the HDS to check the status of the second pressure switch within the automatic transmission (AT) data list. This is crucial in determining if the switch is functioning properly when the vehicle is not in second gear. Confirming that the second pressure switch is indeed off at this point will guide you either to the next step or necessitate investigating further. If the switch is confirmed to be off, it indicates that it is not currently malfunctioning within that specific mode of operation. This step helps to isolate the problem area and narrows down the focus for further diagnostics or repairs. If the switch is not off, then a different fault needs to be addressed. In this troubleshooting step, the next action involves starting the engine and allowing it to warm up to its normal operating temperature. A clear indicator that the engine is warm enough is when the radiator fan engages, showcasing that the system is operating within expected temperature ranges. This warming process is crucial as it ensures that the transmission fluid also reaches optimal conditions for accurate testing. After the engine has warmed up sufficiently, it prepares the vehicle for a test drive in order to monitor the system's behavior under normal operating conditions. This step ensures that all components, including fluids and electrical systems, are functioning effectively. By introducing real-world driving conditions, it allows the technician to evaluate whether the previously logged DTC persists. During this step, the technician should test drive the vehicle in fourth gear with the shift lever positioned in D for at least 2 seconds. This maneuver allows the technician to observe the functionality of the transmission in an accurate scenario. It is critical to monitor how the vehicle shifts under these conditions, as any discrepancies may bring the underlying issue to light. After the test drive, the next step involves checking the onboard diagnostic OBD status for DTC P0842 within the HDS menu. This status will indicate whether the system has managed to resolve the issue or if the DTC is still active. Such monitoring is vital in verifying the success or persisting nature of any previous repairs. In this subsequent step, focus on monitoring the onboard diagnostic OBD status through the HDS for DTC P0842. If the HDS indicates a failed status, it's a clear signal that the fault has not been resolved, necessitating further investigation into the wiring and connections associated with the transmission fluid pressure switch. However, if the HDS indicates a passed status, it implies that the system is functioning adequately at that moment. In this scenario, looking for an intermittent issue, such as a short circuit to body ground in the wire between the switch and the powertrain control module PCM, is advisable. Conversely, if reported as not completed, it would require a return to Step 4 to ensure accuracy in readings and tests. Accurate diagnosis at this stage is critical for determining if further repairs are necessary. The sixth step includes turning the ignition switch to the lock 0 position, ensuring that the vehicle is powered down safely for continued diagnostics. After performing this action, proceed to disconnect the transmission fluid pressure switch A, second clutch connector. This allows for further examination of the switch while ensuring that no electrical power is supplied to it. Once the switch is disconnected, turn the ignition switch back to the on eye position to assess the status of the switch using the HDS in the automatic transmission data list again. This test is crucial as it will help determine whether the switch is indeed functioning correctly or if it is the source of the persistent trouble code. Ensuring that the switch is off will guide your subsequent steps in executing repairs or replacements. At this juncture, the focus is once again on checking the status of the second pressure switch via the HDS. If it is confirmed that the switch is off after disconnecting it, the troubleshooting indicates that the switch is indeed faulty and should be replaced. Replacing the transmission fluid pressure switch A, second clutch, will ideally solve the problem associated with DTC P0842. If the switch remains on, then further steps must be taken, as this could indicate potential wiring or grounding issues within the system. Depending on the outcome of this assessment, the technician must decide whether to proceed with replacement or investigate other components involved, ensuring a proper resolution for the transmission system. In this 8th step, the ignition switch should be turned to lock 0 to safely initiate the next procedure. Then, prepare to jump the SCS line using the HDS. This action typically allows for specific diagnostic tests to be performed without the influence of the vehicle's automatic self-diagnostic regulations. It is important that when performing this action, the technician is aware that doing so could help in uncovering hidden issues within the circuitry or as a part of the testing process. After successfully jumping the SCS line, the technician should be ready to proceed to disconnect the PCM connector B49P for further checks, especially regarding continuity, essential in diagnosing the root cause of the DTC. Next, the technician should disconnect the PCM connector B, which has 49 pins. This step is significant as it sets up for a continuity test that will check the integrity of the wiring connecting the pressure switch to the powertrain control module, PCM. The goal is to verify continuity between the PCM connector's terminal B8 and body ground. Ensuring that there is a solid ground connection is essential because a poor grounding could cause erratic signals, leading to the generation of DTC P0842. This step may uncover issues such as damaged connectors or frayed wires, which are vital to the operation of the transmission fluid pressure switch circuit. Proper continuity indicates healthy wiring, while any discontinuity calls for immediate investigation and possible repair. After completing all troubleshooting steps and necessary repairs based on findings, it's essential to finalize the verification process. This entails rechecking all transmission system functions to ensure normal operation. Conducting a thorough inspection of the system helps confirm that the repair was successful and that the vehicle operates as intended. Once reaffirmed, utilizing the HDS again to clear the Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC, is vital. Following this, a test drive is imperative to monitor any pending issues while making sure there are no further reoccurrences of DTC P0842. This step ultimately ensures comprehensive validation of the repair, lending confidence that the problem has been effectively resolved. Preventive maintenance plays a significant role in ensuring the longevity of the transmission system and avoiding issues like DTC P0842 in the future. Regular inspections of the wiring integrity connected to the transmission fluid pressure switch can prevent potential shorts and other electrical failures. It is equally important to regularly check transmission fluid levels to ensure proper functioning, as low fluid can lead to shifting difficulties and other complications. Additionally, proactively monitoring Diagnostic Trouble Codes, DTCs, through periodic vehicle diagnostics can catch issues early, allowing for timely intervention before they escalate into bigger problems. Consistent preventive measures not only aid in enhancing vehicle performance, but also contribute to a more reliable driving experience. In summary, understanding the significance of DTC P0842 is paramount for effective troubleshooting in the Honda Accord models from 2008 to 2012. Following a systematic troubleshooting process allows technicians to accurately determine the cause of the code, whether it be related to the transmission fluid pressure switch itself or the surrounding electrical circuits. It is crucial to distinguish that mechanical issues are not the source of this trouble code, focusing on electrical diagnostics instead. By engaging thorough preventive maintenance practices, issues can be mitigated before they arise, ensuring the longevity of the transmission system. Ultimately, a well-informed approach not only resolves the current issues, but also enhances overall vehicle reliability. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.